Okay, so by now we've all seen it, right? The sold-out arenas, their names climbing the global charts. SB19 aren't just a group, they're a full-blown phenomenon. But the story we usually hear about how they made it might be missing the most important parts. So let's really dig into the three hard truths that tell the real story behind their incredible rise. Everyone loves to say that SB19 opened the doors for P-pop, but here's the thing. The guys themselves, they see it a little differently. With this one quote, they completely flipped the script. It wasn't about finding a key to a locked door. In their eyes, the door was always there, waiting. It was just about having the guts to be the first ones to actually walk through it. And that kind of brings it back to us, doesn't it? It's a question that really makes you stop and think. Their whole journey forces you to look at your own life and ask, am I just waiting around for someone to give me permission, when maybe the only thing holding me back is my own hand, afraid to turn the handle? Which leads us straight into the first hard truth that their story really exposes. And fair warning, this one's a tough pill to swallow. It completely changes the game for what it means to even try to compete on a global level. So here it is, truth number one. When you're playing in the big leagues on the world stage, being incredibly talented isn't the goal. It's not the finish line. It's just the entry fee. It's the bare minimum you need to even get in the room. You have to bring so much more to the table than just skill. I mean, the level of sacrifice here is just wild. They literally called their Korean-style training spirit-breaking, and you can see why. We're talking 9-hour training days, vocal drills so intense they physically couldn't speak afterwards. And get this, they did all of that for years without getting paid a single centavo. Their goal was never, ever to just be good for a P-pop group. No, it was to be the best, period. And by doing that, they set a totally new world-class standard for what professionalism in P-pop looks like. So that brings us to the second truth. After they proved they had this insane, world-class work ethic, they made a move that most people in the industry would call career suicide. They decided to go it alone. And the gamble they took was just immense. I want you to really think about this. They walked away from the safety net of a big corporation to build their own company, 1Z Entertainment. Look at this trade-off. They gave up a proven, safe formula for complete, total creative control. They swapped out low risk for literally all of the risk. If this new venture failed, it was 100% on them. No one else to blame. But here's the beautiful payoff. Justin said it himself. That independence, the thing that let them do solo projects, like Stell's jaw-dropping performances or Ken's experimental music as Philip, it didn't pull them apart. It actually made the group stronger. Having that creative freedom let them grow as individuals, and that growth just poured right back into the group. So again, the question comes back to you. When you see the stakes laid out that clearly, you gotta ask yourself, would you really bet everything, your job, your security, all of it, on your own vision? It's a heavy question, for sure. And that leads us to our final and maybe the most crucial truth of them all. This is about how they shut down their biggest critics and, in doing so, basically wrote the playbook for the future of P-pop. It all comes down to identity over imitation. Early on, they got a lot of flack. They were dismissed by a lot of people as just K-pop wannabes, so they had to prove they were more than that. They learned really fast that you can't win a game by playing by someone else's rules. You have to invent your own. And this is how they did it. They made a hard pivot and dug deep into what made them Filipino. The real genius was in their lyrics. That authenticity became the blueprint for the entire genre's evolution. They didn't just use Tagalog. They weaponized Filipino culture, metaphors, and stories in their music. Just look at their global hit Gento. It's so much more than a cool-sounding word. It's this brilliant little piece of wordplay, fusing ginto, which means gold, and ganito, which means like this. The whole song is basically a metaphor for their own story, that painful, spirit-breaking process of digging for gold, of earning every ounce of their success. Or take the beautiful simplicity of mapa. It's literally just ma plus pa. It's a tribute to your parents being your first map in life, your original guide. That's a deeply Filipino idea, but it's something that connects with everyone everywhere. This is how they won, by being completely, unapologetically themselves. So, after all that, what's next? Where do they go from here? Well, the final lesson from them is that there is no here. There's no finish line. For them, it's a constant cycle.
And you can see this whole philosophy playing out right now. Their whole current era is built around Simula and Wakas, which means beginning and end. You've got their world tour, huge collabs, and it's all building towards a finale called Wakas and Simula, end and beginning. See what they did there? For them, every single ending is just a brand new start. Every achievement is just the launchpad for whatever comes next.
And that's really the ultimate truth SB19 leaves us with. It makes you rethink everything you thought you knew about what it means to make it. Is success some final destination, a mountaintop you finally get to? Or is it just a clearing in the trees that just reveals an even bigger mountain you have to climb next?